Welcome back, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, to the super, not funny show, Supercast. The Supercast where we talk about all things superhero in our pop culture media. That's video games, TV shows, movies, and of course we talk about news and we do some speculation, all that good nerdy stuff. I am Mo de Poupe, resident fabricant and comic extraordinaire on all things pop culture, joined by the anime expert, video game designer, and lover of all things superhero, my good friend Ladi. Ladi, what's going on today, man?
Not too much, man. Just finished watching the Bleach. Bleach came back, and that episode was fucking fire. And also
Wait,
watch
Bleach
House of
is still
Dragon.
going?
Yeah, Bleach just came back,
Amazing. and
and also House of Dragons, which was
I'm
also
I'm two
fire.
episodes behind on that. I'm gonna try to get caught up
Yeah, you need to
this
tighten
week.
up.
I also noticed you've been doing your spooky season, video game, streaming.
Yeah, I was trying to play Dead Space, but the game kept crashing. I need to figure out what the hell what's going on with that one.
Oh well, just doesn't want to scare you too much, I guess. Yeah, I hear you, man. I've been watching a ton of TV, as you can see on the reviews that are coming out. In particular, there's new interview with the vampire. There's an Anne. Can you believe it? There's an Anne Rice universe is coming into AMC. But
Mhm,
I'll speak. I'm going to speak about that on our the review of Interview with the Vampire. But anyway,
mhm.
that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about superheroes. We got plenty of stuff going on. We're kind of between things right now. She-Hulk's going on. Werewolf by Night just dropped, and we're going to talk about that later on. And Black Adam's coming up in a couple weeks. So big things are going on. So this week, as usual, we're going to talk about news that things that have gone on that have been mentioned around the internets. In particular, we're going to start off with a huge dunk. What I call the dunk of the week on someone to doing a super trash take about gamer nerd girls. We also are going to talk about The Rock and what he has said about the what do you call him, the Superman, the Eternal Boy Scout, and how Black Adam may eventually cross paths with him. There's the Marvel Comics has a slate of events, taking a page out of Kevin Feige's book. A couple pictures of new characters for The Boys season 4 got released. Blade, more news on that after the kind of unfortunate news from last week about their director. Marvel's got some delays of upcoming projects. What are they? How are we thinking about that? Werewolf by Night and what that special presentation may mean for other characters coming forward in the MCU. So all of that, we got a lot to cover. So Lottie, you strapped in, you got your drink, you ready to talk.
Yes.
Let's get to it, man. I wanted to kick this off just because this has been kind of kicking around Twitter today. And this is really real quick because I wanted to acknowledge a super trash ass take from us. What probably is a lame ass, alt right, fandom menace, trash, whatever Twitter account. I guess called Epic Verse Studios. And they have you see it, Lottie, and you guys see it. It's this thing, it says 1980s, and the girls are saying, fuck off, nerd, to some, nerdy looking guy with that has a Spider-Man thing there, and then it says 2020s. Oh, we always love this. That's the same girls, or whatever, and they're got like Marvel stuff and whatever. That's the trash take, and the ratios. I swear to God. It's got 13.2 thousand likes. That's a lot of lame ass people liking something stupid. There's been a lot of quote tweets and whatever from women who are nerds, who have been nerds for a long time, and other people that are just like, shut up, incels. I wanted to talk about this very briefly because look, Lottie, we talk about the
Hmm.
Phantom Menace, right? And
Yeah.
their foolishness. And this is kind of like a symptom of the foolishness that we're talking about. I happened to be a nerd that lived in the 80s. And I felt like this, I probably would have agreed with this when I was 15. But I'm not 15 anymore. I'm a grown up. And I've spent some time thinking and, living and being an actual normal human being. And I realized something, and that the movie Revenge of the Nerds is a fucking fantasy. It wasn't reality. And that a lot of these people were talking about how picked on and put upon and terrible that it was, that people thought they were so terrible because they're nerds. These are the same people that have turned around and are gatekeeping, Marvel and DC and fantasy and all this stuff, and talk about who shouldn't be allowed and what color everyone should be, and that there shouldn't be gays or whatever representation. These are the same people that are sitting up here who are crying about girls not thinking they're cool, and I'm like, why? There's a reason for it, because you're socially awkward, misogynist, and everything like that. Why would anyone like you in the first fucking place? And second of all, there are plenty of nerdy women that were involved in stuff like that back in the day, and you didn't like them because they weren't fucking Heather Locklear. That's it. Or I'm sorry. Let me give a more recent example of a hot chick, because they weren't like they weren't one of the it girls on on whatever show that y'all are watching. They weren't Zendaya or something. There you go. So Lottie, I've ranted a bit about this. See this trash. What do you think? What do you think? First of all, what's motivating this, and just how off base are they with it?
I mean, when I first saw this, I was just like, I was like, I don't, I kind of don't get it. I mean, it's not the 1980s anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just saying, it's like, it's 2020.
And wait,
there's a lot of.
You're a younger guy, so this also reminds me, when you were a teenager, anime was kind of a thing, and girls were all over that, right? So I don't know if you really are. Did you experience girls not being involved in nerdy shit?
Oh well, I would say I did experience girls like in the 90s of like not liking Dragon Ball Z and like certain animes and calling me nerds about it. But like that quickly changed when Naruto came out. Mm-hmm. Like Naruto that's why like Dragon Ball Z, everyone says was the anime that that made anime popular in the West. I say no, it's not. It was Naruto. Naruto was the first time that I saw like people in like the football locker room. We're discussing the latest episode of Naruto. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like that's how big like Naruto. That's why I said it's like to make this joke in 2020. It's so like in these day and age, it's so bad. Like if you would have made this like in 2000, it would have been like, okay, I can see what you're saying. But 2020, if a girl was born in 2000, she was 4 years old when Naruto was made. So she grew up with the fandom of Naruto. Like Iron Man came out. Yeah. Iron Man came out when she was 8.
Spider-Man, X-Men,
all these things. So to say girls shouldn't be nerds is sort of like dumb, because there's girls 20 years old that literally the most popular movies that came out in their lifetime are Marvel movies.
Yeah. Well, and I'll put even more perspective on that. My sister, she's 1 year younger than me. She was a quote jock in high school. She played varsity basketball, whatever. And she named our dog Nightcrawler because she loved the X-Men cartoon. And we watched Batman, X-Men. She knew all about that, all about the X-Men stuff, right? We played video games, and she was a jock. Don't give me this women aren't in this thing. No, the problem isn't that. The problem is all of these guys with all these grievances against women and shit like that. They think that the reason why they were rejected is because they're nerds. No, you were a fucking socially awkward guy that couldn't fucking talk to anyone like a normal, like a normal person. And also you'll have all these ridiculous, misogynist, and homophobic and stupid ass ideas that you project out onto the world. So I can't understand why wouldn't anyone. And also why the difference between you and the jocks. At least the jocks were fucking in shape and kind of cool. Like so you're all these other things, and also you have the same stupid ass ideas as the jocks have. Why would anyone like that's you're self defeating right there. So like this shit right here is just huge L's. If you like this, if you think that this actually was some meaningful fucking observation on something, it's because you're an idiot. It's not a meaningful observation. This shit is for everybody, and all the gatekeeping is bullshit. So I wanted to personally dunk on that. Man, get the fuck out of here with that. Like this. Remember I would say like this shit makes me not want to be a nerd or to associate with nerds because that's why we got beat up back in the day. This shit like this is why we got stuffed in lockers. Not because we had inhalers, because we are fucking dumb. So anyway, moving on. Moving on from that dunk. So we got some Black Adam stuff going on. Ladi, what's The Rock been saying? The power, in the DC universe, is about to change, right? But apparently that power is also behind the scenes because here some people tell it. Henry Cavill is gonna be in a cameo in Black Adam at the end of the movie to face off, or at least to be like, hey, stop what you're doing, Black Adam. So Henry Cavill suiting up as Superman. There's a lot of good. The indication is that's from a fan screening in Mexico. That's what they're saying is happening, and that the Rock maybe have been hugely influential in making that happen. So Ladi, we've been hearing about this. Now we're hearing like people who actually seen it are saying yes, this is happening. So what's your hype level, man?
As long as I don't hear The Rock say, "How you know that name? How you know that name?"
How about this? What if when he shows up, the theme song we get is that old school like Superman, like that's the '70s super. The Superman that the John Williams Superman. That might be kind of hard though. I'm not gonna lie. That might be kind of hard.
Is The Rock powerful enough to pimp slap everybody in DC and get Henry Cavill to put the suit back on? Is this what finally got? How many rock bottoms did The Rock have to do to everybody in charge of DC to get Henry Cavill to put that suit back on?
He did a little hand like he's like, I could see that.
I can. This is what I'm picturing. Them going like The Rock is like. He says he's like Superman's gonna be in the movie. Yeah, but we're gonna get this guy to do it, and The Rock gives him that eyebrow. He's like, but he's a great actor, and he just keeps giving it to him. But I don't know if Henry Cavill wants to do it.
It's like, do you think it? The Rock's like, oh, do you think that Henry Cavill wants to? Well, we don't think. It doesn't matter what you think. Nah, look. I've heard tell, like, Rock, he's a huge movie star. And he's got, his $7 productions. They're doing big things. His ex-wife is his, one of his, his managers, and she manages Henry Cavill also. And to be perfectly honest, we've heard that they like him for Superman. So wouldn't this be a great, way to just, like, really straight up rolling back into this? We don't know if this is true. Look, this could be all bullshit, and when we see the movie, there's nothing in there. But the Rock keeps putting on social media and in interviews, he keeps saying stuff. He keeps saying stuff that makes us feel like, oh, maybe we are going to get Superman in here. So I'm pretty hyped for the movie anyway. That'll just be icing on top of the cake, as far as I'm concerned. And I hope it's true. we're gonna see. We got, dude. It's I can't believe it. In like 2 weeks, we're gonna see this movie. So we'll know for sure then. Moving on to Marvel, Marvel Comics. That's right. There are actual comic books that keep being produced. Not just that. We don't just talk about the MCU. The only reason why I'm bringing this up is because there's some, uh, as I call it, the Feige effect. You notice? Have you noticed like across, different, different studios and everything like that? The Feige effect is everyone's always like, I want those $1 billion too, right? So they keep trying to figure out how do we replicate what Kevin Feige. How DC said it straight up. We're trying to find our Kevin Feige, but that's where all these shared universes that fail and everything that are going on. Well, I guess it was a matter of time before it even bled over into the comics, and that in the sense that so I saw on the direct that Marvel, the Marvel comics, they have shown a slate of their upcoming comic events because they have crossover shit every year, like multiple crossovers and big whatever. Well, they
Hmm.
actually have their own little, like Kevin Feige puts up his this the next 12 things that are coming out. They actually did something like that, and it's and I'm gonna name all of them for the next year. So they got Avengers Assemble coming in November, Dark Web, which I'm assuming is a Spider-Man thing, Sins of Sinister, I guess an X-Men thing maybe, uh, Captain America Cold War, the Summer of Symbiotes next summer, and then Fall of X, which is again an X-Men thing. But if you look at it, you would if you looked at it and you did not know, you know, what was going on with the MCU, you would think that this is an MCU style movie slate. So, Lottie, I thought that was interesting. The Feige effect is real, man, and it's even they're even doing it in the comics because how successful he apparently is. Is it a surprise to you that that's going on? I mean, I don't even know. We don't read the comics, so like it doesn't mean anything that's comic wise. But is it a surprise to you that even the comics are starting to ape him?
That's cool. That is actually cool. The summer of symbiotes.
And you
is
don't
this
no
is
no
Venom about
idea
to
what
have
it
a hot
is.
symbiote summer? Hot
The
symbiote
wet,
summer.
wet, hot symbiote summer. uh, no, but like it's real. Like that's a MCU thing, and now that Marvel, they're it's a success, man. They see where that's going. Mm. Well,
I actually do like this. I do like this. I want to see it's so I don't that symbiote summer just got me so into it. Captain America Cold War sounds cool. And then the fall of X. That's yeah.
that now Fall of X is related to the fact that in the comics right now, uh, mutants they have the Krakoa was they've relocated their from Genosha to Krakoa, and they basically like we are our own country. The X Men are located there. We're gonna defend mutants. Mutants have more or less come back from M Day, and they are a political force, and also they have resurrection technology. It's crazy. It's like it's all sort of crazy stuff is going on in the Marvel Comics universe, and that's I think probably related to that. So I just thought it would be it's neat. Like Kevin Feige, his reach is long, man, and he's every everyone is trying to be like, how can I get those billions? So even Marvel, and that in fact he actually is in charge of those comics, so it sort of makes sense. Um, they released a couple new pictures for the boys. The boys isn't coming out. Season 4 is not coming out the next year, but we see some new characters that are coming. Thought these were neat, so I thought we might look at them and speculate, but also really just get a good look at these. If they're, have you seen
These
these? This is
these
great.
people, these they have no chill. They I know immediately what they're spoofing. They have no chill. They lit. Oh,
Well,
wow.
who are they spoofing? Tell me who, because I just thought they were
This
good
is
looking costumes.
definitely a spoof of Black Panther. Black. This is definitely the Black Woman. It's a 100% spoof of Black Panther, Woman King. All they just have no chill. And then
Her name is
she
Sage. It says she's already 1,000 steps ahead of you. Okay, I don't know what that means, but cool.
this
Uh,
definitely looks like a Captain Marvel thing.
kind of
If
firecracker.
is
She looks like Karen Gillan. I know that's not Karen Gillan. It looks like Karen Gillan. She's got like looks like she's got a gun on a holster, and I'm looking at her. It's a gun, and is that a what is that? A mace or something on her belt buckle?
mm-hmm.
And she's wearing platform. They're both wearing platform boots. So are these new members of the Seven now that Maeve is quote dead?
Maven, what's her name? Because
And,
that's the thing.
Starlight left.
This is the thing where I'm looking at the comments. Somebody says the MCU has taken over the boys, and I'm like, bruh. One dude like commented underneath them. Did you not watch the last season? Two of the women of the Seven are no longer there, idiot. Like, yes, are you stupid? Maeve is quote unquote dead. They think is dead, and then Starlight left. They need two women to take over. Like, some
Man,
people just
that
say
whole that
stupid
no,
stuff.
it's that whole MCU thing is like this. This is what happens when this is what happens when a bunch of incels collect together. Like their collective IQ just plummets. Like that's that MCU thing comes from like that idiot Nerdrotic because you know vaginas get involved in anything, incels don't know what to do with it. Like as usual, they they only are able to recognize women, from afar. They don't actually have any personal experience with it. So any women just showing up, it's obviously it's an agenda. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. First of all, they look cool. I don't even know I
Yeah.
have no idea what their powers are. The costume designers are on point. They look exactly like something that Vought would make for their superheroes. No good guys, bad guys doesn't matter. They look cool, and I'm just I'm glad to see things that are moving forward. Because the Boys season 3 was awesome. Season 4 is going to be ridiculous, and I love seeing anything coming out of this. And if some incels, nuts shrivel up because they see some women that they can't, they have no chance with. Oh, that's too bad. Oh no, allow me to clutch my pearls over here, losers. Anyway, they look cool. We'll see what's up with them. I'm sure in the coming months. Let's talk some more. Talk some MCU things. Pretty much that's going to be the rest of this show. So last week we saw that Blade lost his director. Now they're looking for a director. Who knows when that's going to happen? But as of now, officially, Blade has been put on hold. And I feel bad. Let me just say, I feel bad for Mahershala Ali because man wants to do it, and that's his thing. He could be anything in the MCU, and he wanted to be Blade. And now this. Now it's on hold officially while they figure out who's going to direct and get the script in order. Ladi, any surprises here? And what do you think about the trajectory of this movie right now?
I wanted to put a GIF in the in the chat to show my pain. It was of that guy where he's like sitting at the table at a dinner date by himself. He's standing at the pier by himself. He's in the shower by himself. That is how I feel right
Wait.
now.
I'm gonna say, wait. Are you just talking about gifs of like Phantom Menace?
No, like
Shit.
no, like
No,
no,
I
like
know. I'm still dunking on that bullshit. But anyway, I get what you're saying though.
it's just this. This hurts, man. This really.
I feel like I'm fried. Just been like, shut up and take my money, and
It's
they're just
just
like, no.
no. We don't want it. Like what? Why? Why is uh?
Well, you know
Why
what?
is Blade put on hold, man? And it's just
Maybe we should try to put a more positive spin on this. Maybe we should look at it as, do we really want them proceeding with less than stellar, you know, grounding, like less than, good grounding? If they don't think this story's where it's supposed to be at, I think we should be happy about that. You know, some people might say that Morbius probably shouldn't have been released as is. I still think it's good, but hey, a lot of people didn't like it. Maybe they needed more time, and
Mhm.
maybe that's what's going on here. Not just not having the director, that sucks, but not having the script on point. Because I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be big mad if they get Mahershala Ali on board and they spend all this money and they make a trash Blade movie, especially after this Werewolf by Night thing we just saw. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be fucking pissed. So maybe we should be looking at it as a positive that they're not gonna release crap.
Mhm.
Can we make that the silver lining on this dark cloud?
I pray. I I pray. I just I don't want to live in a world where the first movie of a Blade series is bad. I just
Yeah,
I
no
I
Blade
don't want
three.
to live in this world.
So
Yeah, Blade
you
3
wait.
Blade 3 is at least the third of a trilogy.
Well, you don't want a Blade, or you don't want Blade the TV series. You want
No. I just I just don't want to wake up one day after watching a bad Blade movie and realize I'm living in this existence. I
so
just
it's
don't
like
want
you're
to.
just how did we end up in this timeline?
I just don't want that to happen. I just don't want it. Just take it away from me.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Hopefully they'll be saying this soon. But this does actually relate to our next item, which is the delays, Marvel delays. I think it's inevitable we're gonna get delays. Pandemic aside, that it still is sort of pushing things around. But
Mhm,
also, let's just be honest. Marvel has been stupidly ambitious over the last few years. I mean, like for real. This is the second year of Marvel on Disney Plus, right? They've been putting out a ton of stuff, and I've liked it. But let's also be clear. That's a lot of work for one studio. You think
mhm,
about everything that Marvel's putting out. They're putting out, like, if you think about the output of Paramount, the studio Paramount. Now,
mhm,
with an understanding that they have sub studios within there, they're still, their output is more than Marvel Studios, but not by much. So when you count the TV shows and everything, so is this a surprise that they're delaying some stuff? It's more a surprise to me that they're delaying stuff that they just announced. Like they were just
yeah,
like, "Ooh, guys, we're getting this stuff in 2025," and now we're not. So
psych, psych.
Kevin Feige was like, y'all got me up here lying. Y'all got me up here looking like a liar, man. Get out of here." Um,
That's it. Deadpool 3 coming out September 2024. Psych.
yeah, yeah. Ryan Reynolds was just like, "Guys, we'll see you in 2024." Hugh Jackman's like, "Great, because another year and I'll just be too old for this." And they're like, "We're moving it a year." Good thing he's got that healing factor or whatever. But yeah, let's give them let's give the delays. So Secret Wars was supposed to come out on November 7th of 2025. It is now going to be coming out May 1st, 2026. So like 9 months, 8 9 months later. Um, or am I wait? I'm totally doing that wrong. It's not 9. It's like 6 months later. Fantastic Four goes from November 2024 to February 14th, 2025. Makes sense if Secret Wars is going to move. I'm pretty sure Fantastic Four is going to lead into Secret Wars, so why not? And also when we know, I think are they still writing on Fantastic Four? So Deadpool 3 goes from September 2024 to November 8th of 2024. So really just a delay of like a month, right? And Blade, for obvious reasons, has been delayed from 2023, November next year, until September of 2024. So about almost a year.
That movie's getting delayed again. There's no way.
You know what? I refuse to believe that's true. It's not. Look, I think they can get it together. It's 1 year and it's Blade, and I have a feeling the CG's gonna be a lot, but I think that there'll be a lot of practical too. Well, I mean, we'll see. So, and then there's another one. There was an unnamed one that got moved. I don't care about that because it's unnamed. Who gives a fuck about that? Let's talk about the things we do know. Secret Wars moving is probably moving because of the shit that's going on with Blade. Like and also that they probably have not locked down the story yet. But even if they do lock down the story, think about everything that involved. It's an Avengers movie, so literally they're going to have to get like 20, 25, big, reasonably big to actually big stars to all show up at the same time, right? For filming. And also, remember Avengers Endgame and Infinity War, it took like almost 2 years to film that. Like, I think it was like 18 months, something like that, to film the two of them. Maybe, close to 2 years because of pickups and reshoot, all that other stuff, and trying to get everyone into the same place at the same time. So, if that's true of Infinity War and Endgame, why wouldn't it be true of Secret Wars? And also the Kang Dynasty, there. But that Kang Dynasty didn't move. So, I think that this all, like, Secret Wars moving makes the most sense because everything else, moving, it moving for other things moving has to make sense. And I also think it's because, dang it, Marvel is doing a lot of shit. They need to spread it out some more so they don't, kill themselves. Ladi, these things are getting delayed. Are you ready to call up to Kevin Feige and be like, look, something's got to give here?
Kevin Feige needs a break, man. That man's back is hurting, carrying Marvel as far as he's been carrying it.
But he said he got to put the team on his back though.
that man is tired, man. That man's been carrying this damn thing for so long. That man said, give me a break. Honestly, I don't mind a lot of these things getting delayed, like Secret Wars being delayed pretty much a year. I don't really mind it. A lot of these movies, it's good to push them back a little bit, give them more time instead of like having a gauntlet of releasing like 20 things within a 2 to 3 year time span. I mean,
well, and also remember the whole thing with the VFX studios. Give them some breathing room.
Give them time because their backs are I won't even say their spines are hurting. Their backs have already been broken. It's their spine that is barely holding themselves up.
Yeah, I think, but between VFX, and it might just be like Deadpool 3. I'm gonna assume that they're close to being done with their script, but I mean it didn't really move much. It's 2024. That's not much of a move. Blade, of course, it's got its own problems or whatever, and they still have the TV shows that are in play. And also remembering that Armor Wars got upgraded to be a film as well, right? So there's a lot of things that are kind of moving around right now. And so, I'm like you. this doesn't bother me. This is like Monopoly money or credit cards or something to me. It's all fake money. Until the money's in my hand, it doesn't mean anything. So Secret Wars getting delayed by 6 months is just like it's so far in the like it's literally, what day is it? It's October 11th, 2022 right now. 2026 is 4 years away.
Yeah.
I'm not planning anything. I'm not looking at that and thinking, damn it, I had something to do that day. That's not in my mind at all. That you may as well say it's 10 years from now, as much as I'm thinking. I mean, I'll be like, God damn it, 10 years from now, I guess so. I hope I'm still alive by then. It's moved into the point of being like, man, I hope nothing bad happened to me so I can see this. That's pretty much where it's moved at this point.
Yeah.
And I don't think of it because, like I said, it's like Monopoly money. It's not
That's
going
why
to be
I
real
told
until it's not going to be real until it gets close to time. So, doesn't bother me at all about it. I really just want Blade to get fucking made. That's really the main thing. Like, just get it made because that literally was supposed to have come out within a year, and now it's 2 years from now. So, unfortunate, but not unexpected. So we'll just have to keep on watching stuff on Disney Plus because that's going to keep coming out. So, all right. Well, that's all of our news for today. We're going to move. I think that is all our news. Everything else is just Werewolf by Night. So anyway, but maybe we missed something. Maybe you guys just want to talk about the news item we said. Whatever it may be, get down to the comment section and let us know. Of course, you can always hit us up, supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com. We're at supernotfunnys1 on Twitter, and we'll chop it up.
You're going to be upset with me.
Say it again?
You're going to be upset with me.
Oh, you know what? I'm prepared. I'm assuming we're talking about let's just talk about Werewolf by Night. I didn't get around to doing a review away from the podcast, so we're just gonna clip this out for later. But Werewolf by Night, Ladi.
And that's where you're going to be upset with me.
Well, hold on. Let me just set it up. Let me just set it up.
Okay.
So, Werewolf by Night's the brand new, one-off, one-shot special, Halloween special, if you will, that we talked about over a year ago, and that's finally hit Disney Plus over the weekend, last Friday. It's about Jack Russell, who is a werewolf, and many other horror-related things, and of course the Bloodstone and Elsa Bloodstone, and how they all came together on a fateful night for a great hunt. That's the gist of it. It's directed by Michael Giacchino, who is he is a composer, Hollywood composer. Like, he composed the music for the Batman and among other things. And it seems like we saw from the trailers a kind of a throwback to old school horror monster movies and the like. That's the setup. So, Ladi, what did you think about it?
What do I think about it?
What did you think about it? There's no wrong. This is a safe space. There are no wrong answers here.
I haven't seen it yet.
How dare you, sir? How dare you? Now I got to go back through all of this and just completely cut everything I just said.
That's what I was trying to tell you. That's where you'll be. That's why I was like, I texted you that day. I was like, did it come out? Because I was like,
I told you it came out.
I was busy. I was really busy.
All right, editing mode. Go ahead and write down on the notes that this is where you need to cut everything out. You know what? No, screw that. We're talking about it. I'm gonna tell you, because we'll do an actual review later, but because this is related to something I did want to talk about, which is that the more specials coming out. So we're just going to talk. I'm going to talk about it in vague terms. I don't know if you saw, but there's plenty of reactions. I think we talked about it last week, but everyone's been reacting to it. It's pretty cool. Like a lot of people are like, yes, this is great, or this is cool, or at the very least, this is different, right? Um, there are there are definitely aspects of the special that are very much MCU. Like I can say that straight up. There are some aspects of it, but for the most part, it's really not. It is like someone asked Quentin Tarantino, like, "Do you want to make?" I'm not exactly. It's not Tarantino-ish. I'm saying someone asking Tarantino to make a MCU thing, and he does it. It's not going to look like any of the shit that you've seen before, right? He's going to make a thing that's Tarantino, and that happens to be with Marvel. That's the sort of look we got from this show. If it wasn't clear from the black and white or whatever, and the kind of the way it was filmed for the trailer. And so the idea here, and as far as I can tell, it's been very successful for the channel, for Disney Plus. So I've heard that there's going to be more, there's going to be more specials like this coming in the future for these, C and D list characters that maybe don't warrant, getting a movie or even a TV show, but like a 1 hour one off, sure, we can do that. And so, Lottie, even though you foolishly have decided to deny yourself this, this
I didn't know it was out.
even though you have not seen this, you can chime in on this particular topic, which is more things coming, more specials coming. Good news, good, bad, or in your opinion, and what would you like to see them do? Like what possible characters would you like to see them tackle?
This is good. I mean, the Marvel universe is massive, and there's a lot of characters that are like you said, they have obscure characters and all that stuff. I would love to see a special just for Kate Bishop. I mean, not Kate Bishop.
Yeah,
Not Kate Bishop. My bad. Not Kate. I don't know why I said Kate Bishop. Basically, what's that? The chick that's like the second hand to Nick Fury.
Oh no, you're talking about Maria Hill.
Maria Hill. I would love to see like a Maria Hill like show. A special just for her, just to see something like that for her. I'm trying to think. There's some people in the. I'm trying to think of like really obscure characters right now.
I want the Great Lakes Avengers just because they're so ridiculous. We've already seen one of the Great Lakes Avengers in the MCU. That was Mr. Immortal. A version of him in the comics is a quote hero, but the Great Lakes Avengers, their biggest character that ever came out of the GLA was Squirrel Girl. And so the Great Lakes Avengers will be like pretty dope because they're kind of a joke team, but also they're really cool. Or how about Alpha Flight? Like the Canadian super team that Wolverine has been associated with in the past, but that's not Polaris, North Star, who was considered to be the first openly gay superhero in the Marvel comics, but also like Sasquatch and Puck and there's another guy that's sort of like Captain Britain. I forget his name. So a team like that, you got, and they're associated in part with the X-Men. I mean, when I say that there's a ton of like, when you said a ton of obscure characters, there's a lot. There's so many, thousands of characters, and just pick one. Pick one that's not. Someone was talking about doing well, maybe if they do this again next year, maybe they can do the Tomb of Dracula, which I don't think they'll do because of Blade, but still, that would be cool. They had. And you saw this in the trailer. They had Man-Thing in there. Man-Thing. Like, people know Swamp Thing, sort of. Man-Thing, no one knows who the hell that is. And they had him in there. And it was cool as hell. Like the sky is the limit on this. Just think of some rando like bad guy that you saw in a random comic. But I mean, look, you watch the Spider-Man animated shows. Think of like the kind of C-list villains he ever had to beat up, right? Or even like some of the random, people
Yeah,
that he teamed up with. I
yeah,
mean,
because they can have, like you said, they could do a Marvel zombie thing again for Halloween. Another special
well,
like
yeah.
next year
Well,
for Marvel
and
zombies.
or how about one that's glaringly obvious? Howard the Duck.
Uh,
My man has been in Guardians twice, right? How he was in Endgame. Howard the Duck is a fucking obvious because he's such an interesting looking character. And he's so kind of out there, and who wouldn't want to know what's going on with that guy? I mean, we could look. As a person that actually has seen this thing, that watched it, and I'll say I really liked it. I thought it was great. If this is the way we can see, I can finally see some of these random ass characters that I know about but no one else knows about, like Korg. Why can't Korg have his own special? I want Korg to have a 1 hour special showing him where he came from, his origin or whatever like that. If we can do this, I mean, Marvel it's officially arrived, and by arrived I mean we've gotten to the point of the Marvel comics or the MCU where it's like the comics, where literally any kind of story can be told, any kind of format, any kind of character. It doesn't matter. There's no, you've Lottie, you've heard people be like, "Oh, that looks like a Marvel movie," right? What the fuck does that
mhm.
mean? What does that mean? Like, tell me, what does a Marvel movie? What does a Marvel movie look like? And I suspect they'll be like, "Well, it's all connected to everything, and what somebody does here is, and people can show up and cameo and stuff like." I'm like, it's so. In other words, it's the comics.
Yeah.
It's literally what happens in the comics. Except the difference is for over a decade, people have gotten used to certain kinds of storytelling in the MCU.
You know,
Superhero, you know what I'm saying?
there's a character that I would love to see, and that's what's it called? I love to see Beta Ray Bill.
Hell yeah, give me that. I think Beta Ray Bill should have his own movie, but if we can only get a special, give me that 10 times. Beta Ray Bill is awesome.
They can do a Captain Universe special as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, d- why are you keep telling me things that I'm gonna be sad I'll never see?
Blue
Captain Universe,
Marvel.
please. Blue. You know what? Stop. Will you please? I would. I want
They-
him. I literally want him to show up in the Marvels personally, but please stop saying things that I'll never see because
Detroit Steel.
just like come on. There's
Well, he might show up in Armor Wars. Detroit Steel.
yeah yeah. I mean like that's what I'm talking about. But when people say like the Marvel movies are a certain thing, and
Uh, Throg. Frog Thor. I will. You
I
don't
think we're
tell
gonna.
me you would not
I
want to see. That
honestly,
might be in What If.
I think we're gonna see it Throg in Secret Wars. I do. There's a reason for it too, but I think we're gonna see him in Secret Wars. But you get when I say when people are like, oh, it's everything looks the same. Like we have kind of gotten a lot of movies that more or less follow some similar patterns, right? There's some changes here and there. Guardians is sort of its own little thing, but and they do kind of follow some typical storytelling patterns. But this is a show, this is a special that kind of breaks out and does kind of its own thing. And it also reflects the fact that in Marvel Comics, there have been spy movies, spy stories. There have been, straight up comedic stories. There have been romantic things. There have been westerns. There have been. So I think these specials can get to us to the point where you can't just look at a Marvel thing and think, I know exactly what I'm getting. Because you won't know exactly what you're getting. We have a rom-com show in She-Hulk, right? This thing is a straight up old school horror movie. Maybe we're going to get a Grindhouse thing. Maybe Ghost Rider will be a Grindhouse kind of like action flick, right? They can cover the gamut of the types of films that we can see so that people can stop all this bullshit about how Marvel is only one thing. I hope that's what happens. So Ladi, I think the future is bright, and I hope they actually tell us more about some of these specials coming up. So we don't have any review. I guess we're gonna have to review this later on this week. Like maybe tomorrow, if somebody will go watch this show that takes an hour to watch. I'm not gonna say who that person is, but if they do, we'll review it tomorrow. All right, so that's all of our thoughts on Werewolf by Night. Not Werewolf by Night, but the Marvel presentations, special presentations, and check back for the review later on. Anyway, I think that's the show, Ladi. So you guys do us a favor, get down to the comment section if you have anything to say about what we talked about. Also, do us a big solid, get down there, hit the like on this video, and also hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. Helps out the channels tremendously, trying to grow this channel. And of course, I can't do this without the help of my good friend Ladi. So Ladi, let them know where they can reach you on social media.
Well, you can always find me on my Instagram, which is Anu Kinihun, ANUKINIHUN. Again, it's ANUKINIHUN. And of course, also my YouTube channel, which is Kinihun25. So whenever you have a chance, leave a like, a comment, or subscribe.
Yep, you guys go out there, show Ladi some love, just like you show us some love. All right, all you Fabricants and Fleshbags, thanks for joining us on this, the 72nd episode of the Supercast. Come back next week. Got plenty more to talk about. It's the finale of She-Hulk and what that means for the MCU. And, of course, it's going to be the eve of Black Adam. So, all that good stuff. Until then, I've been Mo De Pape, your resident fabricant and comic extraordinaire on all things pop culture, joined by the anime expert, video game designer, and lover of all things superhero, my good friend Ladi. And we'll see you guys on the other side of the thread. Peace.
Peace.